Good afternoon, everybody. Um, I am so sorry. I'm not actually running late. I have this scheduled for 3 o'clock, but for some reason, I was just checking YouTube to from a different account, and it says 2 o'clock, but it absolutely says 3 o'clock on my side. I noticed that there were people waiting, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to jump on early, even though it seems like it's late. I don't know. YouTube has done this to me before. And I've had people say that when they actually clicked on the link for the, coming soon kind of thing, that it had the right time. It just had it like somewhere in like the thumbnail. I don't know why it does that. It's incredibly irritating. Because yeah, it's incredibly irritating. Sorry, I want to get a good angle. So I know this is going to take more than a half an hour because I talk so much, but to start, I just want to show you guys, hopefully nothing will fall off. Yep, I said hopefully nothing will fall off. Something fell off. So this is the button collage. So, and I made it in the same style that I learned to make collages back in, when did we do that? My pin hit the floor. I want to say we learned those in junior high. Is that junior high art class? Anybody remember? I think it was junior high art class. And I did it in the style that we did it in junior high art class. And I remember the teacher telling us that when you make a collage, you don't want any void space. So you want like every little part of it to be covered so the eye can go all over the place. And so I just did that with buttons. And I'd do a tutorial for you guys, but there's literally nothing to it. I just bought one. I just bought one of those boards for the photos, and some of the buttons you can see I slid in here. Other buttons I hung up with, oh, this one's going to fall, hung up with, they're just sewing pins that have pearls on the end. I had a couple of old hat pins and I used them, but yeah, it's not difficult. Like there's nothing to really do it. It's just like, here, take a board and put your buttons on it and stick a pin in it. And some of them hang. That's it. The larger ones are the ones that I hung. You can see I have a set there of white buttons. I hung those up. I mean, that's it. There was nothing to this. This was like such a super easy project. I am still working on the skirt. I have made so many errors with this skirt that I'm starting to really feel, I don't know. I feel very discouraged, but I'm going to go back and I'm just going to keep plugging at it. I mean, the big problem is today I sewed in the facing for the skirt where the buttons will go and the buttonholes will go. And it's just, I'm using white because I wanted to do the white thread. Sorry. I'm using white thread because I want to see the white thread. And the stitch is so uneven that I'm going to have to go back and redo it because it's so bad. It's so bad. So I'll pick it. I'll sit on the couch tonight and watch TV and pick it out, and that'll be the end of it. And we'll talk about all this Friday because I did make changes because I can never just follow a damn pattern. It's probably what the problem is. I can never follow a damn pattern. But today, let's look at my simplicity haul, which is, yeah, let me see. Let me make sure they're all here. I think they are. Yep, they're all here. In fact, why do I feel like I have more here than I was supposed to get? Huh. You know what? You're only supposed to get 16 patterns. Let me recount these. I'm sorry, 15 patterns. Okay, it is 15. The limit on those is 15. Now, I've seen people, in fact, I told you the woman, there were other women in there who were kind of like in the frenzy, the pattern frenzy. And one woman said to me, no one's ever said anything to her when she goes and gets, and she said she's gotten more than 15. So just a little, So yesterday I put up, I like 20 something, more than that, actually. I think 25 patterns, which is a lot because it takes me a while to write out the descriptions. And I did all of those costumes from a couple couple episodes back when I had done that haul from the woman that I thought was a home economics teacher, because she had all those patterns. So here's some of the patterns that I got. So I know, I'm sorry, I'm going to do these first because they're in plastic. I know you guys hate that, but if you look at this one, here's the line drawings on the back. I know there's glare from the packaging. This is very obviously to me the Lucy. Do you remember the episode where her and Ethel get the jobs working in the candy factory and the machine's going too fast and they're stuffing them in their mouths? That's this costume. It's also, I'm so on the fence about putting this up online because it's also, if you look at it, just a really basic 1950s shirt dress. And it's got two styles. It's got a notched sleeve detail and a plain sleeve detail. It also comes with the apron and it also comes with the hat. Kind of cool. Might be kind of a cool thing to have. I got this literally because I know it'll sell. Not a big fan of Lolita style, but lots of young ladies are. Put that there. There's the line drawings. The majority of these, unless I state otherwise, go up to like a 22, 24. Some of them are only a 20, but they're the larger sizes. I saw this. I saw this because I just couldn't resist. It was so cute. There's the back. Yes, it does come with that. The interesting thing about this is this isn't like the regular Snow White costume, right? Like she's wearing here. It's like the 1930s style Snow White costume. If you really look at this ensemble, if you did this with like a gray skirt, a white blouse, and like a gray hat or like a plaid hat, it's a very 1930s outfit. In a way, you could really do some history bounding with this instead of just Disney bounding if you're into that. All right, so the next stack are all patterns that I'm going to put up on my site. I'm not keeping, even though I'm very tempted. So there was this one. This was the last of this one. I don't know if it's going out of print, but I grabbed it because I thought it was really a nice dress. Let me show you guys the line drawings on the back. And this one is a women's size 20 through 28. So I was really happy to grab that one because that's a lot more extended size. This one only goes up to a 20. I bought it simply because I thought, this is a cute reissue. It really is. It's probably a great starter pattern. I thought it was really cute. These two are vintage reissues. I'll put them side by side for now. That I really love. You can see they have the original over here. These were just from this year. So I think Simplicity's finally getting on the ball and going, wow, a lot of our old patterns are being sold used by people because they're remaking them. I'm very tempted to keep this one too, but I just bought a modern pattern from Butterick that's really, relatively speaking, the same thing. This only goes up to a 20. The Butterick goes up to a 22 or a 24, I believe. So yeah. Okay, now let's talk about addiction. I'm going to start with the vintage ones that I'm keeping. So this one here, I don't know if you guys remember, it was several Goodwill hauls back, but I found this blue, I should have grabbed it. I didn't think about it. It's way over there. Blue and white striped jersey knit. It was like t-shirt material, right? And I'm going to make that shirt out of it. I am going to have to size it up though, because this only goes to a size large. And I think their large is only a 20. Oh, their large is only an 18. That's not good. So I'm really going to have to size that up, but we'll figure it out. I have lots of that fabric. And then, I know, I'm on a shirt pattern kick, aren't I? I got this. It's the Gertie pattern. I just really like it. I don't know which shirt I would make. They're all soups cute, right? Super cute, all of them. I'm not sure which one I would make, but we'll decide that for another day. Now, before we get into the next bit, which is quite literally all things that I just like, if I bought these things really on, these are just things that I was like, I might make that completely on a whim. But I noticed when I was looking at them later that I'm like channeling Claire McCardle. I'm telling you, ever since I discovered Claire McCardle, everything's like Claire McCardle with me now. Case in point, let me show you this one dress. I was like, hey, yeah, that's kind of Claire McCardle, right? And I have so much of this fabric that I've gotten from Goodwill that's just like nice cotton broadcloth that I'm totally going to make myself some of these dresses for summer. I just got to get on the ball because, we're almost in July already. There was another one that I thought was very Claire McCardle. Well, there's this. I don't know how Claire McCardle this is, but I really kind of like this. And I really liked it. It's a really interesting skirt. It just looks like the kind of skirt that if you made it out of like a jersey knit, which I have lots of, you could just like throw it on when the weather's not great, when you're not feeling like, you really want to get dressed, you really want to put on pants. One of those days, right? So, and then I just found so many beautiful dresses. So here's, in fact, this one, I got to tell you, that beautiful green window check print, I may make it into one of these dresses because I thoroughly love this one here. Can you see the sleeve? How pretty is that? Like just a really basic, nice dress. And then there's this, very caftan-y, but I actually like the tunic tops. I don't mind the dress either, but I really like these tunic tops that you can make with this. And I'm wondering if this is a tunic or a dress. I can't really tell from the line drawings, but there's the back of that. And talk about loungewear, right? The original loungewear. And then this dress, I just thought this dress was so pretty and the lines on it are so nice. Now this was in the plus size category and is actually women's sizes. So I'm hoping the fit will be good on this. It's very hit or miss with me whether they actually fit. Like in my mind, getting a size 20, which is my size, and the women's sizes should fit me. And then I look at the notes and see what the finished and it should fit me. And then I make something and it's humongous. So it's, and we've all had this issue with patterns, right? Where you make something, you're looking at the finished measurements and they're your measurements, right? They should fit you. And it's either too tight or too big. That's what happened to me with the beautiful blue window pane dress that I made last year. It should have fit me. It didn't fit me. The measurements were perfect. Couldn't figure that out. And then I found this because, first of all, I'm really thinking I'd like to use this to make, remember that beautiful like lake blue linen that I found really cheap. I really like this, but I'm kind of digging these pants and shorts. Now, I'm not much of a shorts person. I would really have to lengthen those shorts, but I like the pants a lot. So we'll see. And here's the line drawing on that. And I don't have a lot of stuff like this. I tend to go for dresses. I like dresses for lots of reasons, not the least of which being at work. When I'm driving the school bus, I have a uniform. My uniform is jeans, black pants, khakis, sneakers, some type of closed shoe, the T-shirts that you guys see all the time because our boss gives us like 6 at the beginning of the year, in all kinds of crazy colors. The first year I worked, they were black. Then the next year they were orange and like highlighter yellow, and I gave all of them away. And then this year they were blue. So, yeah. So I never know what color they're going to be. She changes them every couple of years. I think she does it as a system of knowing, like, who's working, but it kind of doesn't, doesn't really work because we wear all the T-shirts we have, except me. I gave all the orange ones to a new woman, Carmen, because she didn't have a lot of shirts. And I gave all my yellow ones to my former bus aide because she was the one walking in the street. She needed the highlighter yellow. So because I dress like that at work, I really miss the old days when I worked in an office and I was very well put together, would be the word that my mom would use. And I kind of miss those days. And, I do and I don't. Like some days I'm like, oh, thank God I don't have to wear pantyhose anymore. But other days I'm like, Okay, I kind of look like a homeless man when I'm leaving work, you know. So I think that's why I'm so really attracted to dresses. But even the dresses I'm attracted to, you notice, are very like throw on, kind of like, let's just get a pretty print and throw this dress on, right? So that's my thing. Speaking of pretty prints, when I went to Joann's, the first day to get patterns and the second day to buy a sewing machine, which by the way, I can say that thing does so like butter. The only thing I'm not used to is I do feel like it's a little bit louder than my old machine, but my old machine very specifically, I think it said it right somewhere on the box, whisper quiet, right? And it was a very quiet machine, but it's so nice to sew without constantly having to pull pieces of bobbin that are in the wrong place and the bobbin's jammed. It's been really nice. So if I could just sew a straight line, that would be great. That's like my big problem is Soraya Surya says hello. My older machine was the Brother 6000 CI, I think. You know, it's across the room and I can't read it, but it's always comes up on the list of the top 10 sewing machines, right? And my new one is the Genome Arctic Crystal, which it's funny, the video that I included when I told you guys about the unboxing of this and when I was talking about having to get a new machine, she says what I was thinking, which is these colors, when they do these colors, like this also came in a color called sorbet. They didn't have any at Joann's. In fact, I got this sewing machine was the last one in the store. They really resemble like sewing machines for little girls and not adult women, you know. And I just, maybe I'm boring, but give me a white and navy or white and gray or white and black sewing machine. I'm perfectly fine with that. But I'm very happy with the performance so far. And, except for I can't sew in a straight line. I'm going to have to unpick all those stitches because it's just so bad. I just can't. Oh, and I forgot to put the pockets in. I'll tell you all the mistakes I made and all like the things that I did differently on Friday when we talk about this, because by Friday I'm hoping to have this done. But so I'm in Joann's buying patterns, buying a sewing machine, and okay, yeah. I'm sorry. She's saying she's been on the hunt for us a silent sewing machine, and this one was very silent. But I don't know if you missed this, but the reason I had to go buy a new one is because my bobbin was constantly getting jammed, and it's a computerized machine, and it gives you an error that's an E6 error. And when I investigated it, how to unjam it, there were lots of comments about people who said that this was an ongoing issue with this machine. So buyer beware. Anyway, so I'm going to show you what I got in order so that you can see that the addiction's bad with me. So the first day I'm there, when I'm buying this stuff, I look and I see this. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. I ended up buying, finishing the bolt. It's like 3.5 yards. It's just a really nice cotton broadcloth, but it's thinner, right? And look at it. Look how lovely it is, right? I couldn't leave it behind. It was too beautiful. And then I saw this. This is a rayon. It's so lovely, so light. One of the butter patterns that I got that I showed you guys last week for the shirt. Actually, if you remember the one that had the little tie, it had like the bow that tied. That's what I'm going to use this for. In fact, when I saw this, I immediately thought of that. Unfortunately, this was only about 2.5 yards, but I finished the bolt on this one. So I got a discount on it. Then when I went back to buy a sewing machine, why? I don't know what possessed me to walk over and look at the fabric, but I did. And I finished this bolt. It's just gray. I know it's hard to see because it's a very pale gray, so it's not going to show up well. But it's Tencel. Tencel is like a rayon. And it's light and floaty. The problem was this is only about 1.5 yards, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this. But I was thinking this actually might be excellent for like a shirt that can be worn as a jacket. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like it's like the kind of shirt where like you can leave it open and throw it over a cami and it looks like a jacket, that kind of a thing. So it's so nice. It's so light and it was cheap. I think this cost me like $9. This one was, I think, the most expensive at 15. And then this one was like 10 also, or 11, something, some odd number like that. So yeah, I got more fabric, which sometimes I regret a little bit, because when I do things like can't sew a straight line, I wonder why I keep buying patterns and fabric, but I'm going to keep plugging along. I mean, I have to. I made a button collage. I'm committed now, right? I made this weird sewing mood board thing over here and the button collage. I'm committed. I'm committed. But I also now have, I have to have more. I have to have like 30 plus patterns at this point. So yeah, there's an addiction issue there. There's definitely an element of that, but so it's absolutely beautiful here today. Too cold for some people. My friend does not like it. She loves the hot weather, and she's like, it's like October. And she's right. It is. It's like it was cool this morning, and then as the sun came out, it warmed up, but there's still a breeze. It's still a little on the cool side. It's not like a hot summer day, which is what she likes. But hey, I'm not complaining. I'm absolutely happy with this weather. So I just looked, it's just 3 o'clock now. So I feel horrible for the people who thought this started at 2, but I equally feel bad for people that were like, no, it said 3 o'clock. I remember it. It said 3 o'clock on the thing. So I'm sorry for the people that are just joining us at 3 o'clock, only to find out that I started a half an hour early because I saw people waiting because for some reason YouTube had posted it being at 2 o'clock. My next video will be Tuesday. Not 100% sure what's going to be going on with that. Because, and here we go again with me. I'm about to say what I shouldn't say, which is, Goodwill hasn't had great patterns lately. And then every time I say that, I come back with like bags of patterns and they're fabulous. And yeah, so my next video will be Tuesday. And then Friday, I'm going to do a summary of how this pattern's going and what's wrong with it for you guys. I will refresh your memory. I am making, or trying to make, this skirt here. And the problem, I can say this honestly, the problem is not the actual pattern. It's my little issues, like first with the sewing machine and not being able to sew a straight line. Yeah. I also sometimes have trouble like really cutting the fabric. I noticed that there is a really big gap between the hem of the front piece and the back piece. So I'm not sure how that happened, unless somehow I moved the fabric when I was cutting, which happens. I'll give you a rundown of all the things that I changed and did differently. I also found a really good video. I'm going to include a link to that. So we'll talk about that Friday. And yeah, so my next video will be Tuesday. Until my next video, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope wherever you are that the weather is treating you well, however you like it, whether you like it cooler like me or hotter like my best friend. Please stay well. And until my next video, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you soon. And thank you for joining us. Bye.